Hello and welcome to ALR Season 12. Oh, I need to mute myself. 1 second. Oops. Sorry, my laptop was playing the sound so I can see the comments. Anyway, welcome. This is Season 12, Run 3, Sardegna Road B for Tier 6. And this is Moose, your commentator for Tier 6. We'll go through the starting order real quick. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Hope it's a good race. It'll be a little chaotic. I know all the races today for this round were pretty chaotic. It's a pretty challenging track. So there was a qualifying before this, so that's where the order's coming from. In pole position, we have Emdemit with the McLaren 650S, who posted a very good 1 minute 19.681. In P2 is Name with the M6, BMW M6 with a 20.127, so a little less than 5/10 between the top two there. That's a pretty big margin, I'd say. P3 is Quackhouse with the Mercedes SLS with a 20.197. So about 700ths behind Quackhouse, or sorry, name there. P4 we have Reese, the Audi R8 Evo at the 20.35, and the order kind of closes up here, a lot of similar times. And P5 we have Senna with the 650S. P6 we have Skittles. P7 we have Turdy. P8 we have Schumacher. P9 we have Lord Hands. P10 we have Clouds. P11 is Crackavelli. P12 Munkin. P13 Point. P14 JC, who is a new entry for Tier 6. JC, didn't have his actual name written down. And to finish off the order, we have Inorganic in P15. I think his first race was last round, maybe the round before. This could be his first round, not really sure. Right, so the best qualifying for Emdemit this season. I believe it's first season as well. Previously with a P6 and P7 in the last 2 rounds. So good qualifying for him, especially. And for Name, I believe that's his best as well. So with a P5 in last round and a P9 for the first round. And Quackhouse is the current leader for Tier 6 in points. Yeah, we'll get going here. 5 lights. And away we go for round 3, season 12. And it looks like we're gonna skip right ahead to this view. Clockhouse and Emdemit going side by side. Reese and Name making a little contact as well, so those 4 are all making contact. Emdemit gets unfortunately knocked around out of turn 1 pretty immediately, so that's a horrifying start for him. Kind of want to go back actually, because this was a lot of things going on. Samaria is going a little wide, and it looks like Emdemit was hard on the throttle on Name, kind of took his, tapped his back left tire. Senna and Clouds going into what's effectively turn 2 side by side, and Name's having a little bit of trouble next to Samaria's up in battle for P3. Go into this one right-hander, and Reese takes the curb and spins out entirely. That's unfortunate for him. And so we have Turdy coming up, one position already, into P6. Oh, and Point, as I'm just looking at him, gets absolutely obliterated by somebody directly behind him. Munkin goes... Oh, wow. That took out 2 cars. Munkin as well. It's JC's first race. I don't think that's how he was envisioning this start getting going. Lord Hands stopping as well. Did something else happen there? What a absolutely chaotic lap 1. Oh my goodness. That's basically 4 cars stopped from one incident there. We're gonna skip back ahead. And Quackhouse looking to get an early lead here, as he's already got a gap on P2. And he's got himself 2 positions in the first lap, and Samaria is looking pretty nice as well, coming up from P6. Name is the only one from the who's dropped and still in podium position for the moment, with a little bit of gap on Senna. As our field spreads out a little bit with all that lap 1 chaos, JC seems to be having a lot of trouble here in that BRZ. Quite spread out as it is at the moment. Not quicker than I thought. I think we're all on soft tires, which is going to be the advised tire compound for pretty much any sprint. And just for the format, if anybody new here is new, there's a 10-minute qualifying session that happens before the sprint. And then we have a 15-minute sprint race, which this will be about 12 laps, followed by a 40-minute feature race, which is, for this race, going to be about 30 laps. Watch these. This Turdy closes in on Clouds in the SLS ahead of him. A little bit of bump draft from Turdy, and he'll go on the inside, but not brake too late. He's being a bit cautious to start out, which is probably a bit wise. And Name spins out in turn 1. Oh, gotta watch that again. He's trying to get on the throttle as early as he can. It's just too soon. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. He was looking to have probably one of his best results this season so far. Actually, no, he won the feature for last round at Spa. So, at best, drawing his best result. And Schumacher looking like he's having a little bit of trouble getting off the curb there, and he's going to drop probably, I think, 2 positions. A lot of mistakes are dropping drivers back in the pack early in this race. We'll have to see if that changes in the feature. And the feature as well will have a reverse grid order of the result of this race. Name is going to give a little love tap to Munkin into the sharp right-hander up on the uphill. Track map might help me here. Name gets a late break in on Munkin, and he takes that spot right away from him, as Munkin looks like he went a little wide there. And we are very spread out. We got our top 4, 5, 6, yeah, pretty evenly spread out. Our top 6. A little battle for P7 going on here between Point and Cracavelli. It is very nice looking Lego R8 livery. appreciate some nice liveries. A little bit of time here to point, only half a lap through, so we'll have plenty of time to catch up again. Schumacher takes advantage of a small turdy mistake going on the uphill, and we'll take P5 for the moment. We have a little bit of battling going on here, it seems, between some of our guys who drop back in the pack. And I think we've had our newcomer DNF already. It's unfortunate to see, but had a rough time there, it seems. Going to lap 5, and we are approaching the halfway mark of this race. Quackhouse can keep his pace, he should be seeing probably a slightly longer race than the rest of these guys. Possibly some areas in Senna as well. Going on for an additional lap. If I'm remembering correctly, I might be wrong there. Name does have the fastest lap on track at the moment with 120.4. There's still a chance that could be bested, either by himself or one of the other quicker drivers on this track. He's challenging Munkin. Looks like he's gonna go on the outside here. Probably lay off a little bit. I think he was trying to get that switchback done a little bit too late, I think. He's gonna lose some time from that small mistake. Check back in on our leaders here, and it looks like Samaria's in his Ford GT has closed the gap ever so slightly here on lap 6. Here we go. Name making a move on Munkin already. And looks like Munkin's exit's not going to be good enough for Name to be able to take advantage of that if Name even had the traction to do that. And he'll drop back just a small bit. I think we're going to keep having a battle between these two because they are right on top of each other. We'll see if Emdemit and Reese can take advantage of their battling. And Monkey goes a little bit too inside on the curve and gets knocked out by... I don't want to say knocked out because I'm not sure if Name did that. I'll have another look here. Okay, I see. So Munkin was going quite slow there, and I don't think necessarily that was Name's fault. Emdemit here to take advantage of the chaos, as I was thinking he was aiming to do, and he'll take a good exit at the end of Sector 2 here. Go on the inside, and now he's just gonna hold back. Keep putting the pressure on Name and see if he can get another position back from the early incident involving him. A little bit wide on the final exit there, but he'll have definitely enough space between him and Name to get some of that valuable drafting. And he's going to opt to go on the inside here. So he's just off of Name's back left tire. Name's going to take a slightly later break, and Emdemit will handle that pretty smoothly. Reese is also right behind Emdemit, putting on a lot of pressure, so I'm sure they're all sweating a little bit. Lord Hands as well, right at the back of this small pack, and putting pressure on Reese as well, so we're going to probably see some changes in order here. Let's just check real quick up front. We have Clouds chasing down Schumacher for P4. Come back to that in a second. As Lord Hands gets a super late break, and he's going to go a little bit into the sand there, and that's gonna hurt his chances a little bit as the order goes back to where we were before. Monken unfortunately dropping to the back after his little trip to the sand pit. Turdy will gain a little bit of time back from the drafting off of clouds. These two have been going at it for quite a bit so far in the sprint race. With 5 minutes left on the timer. Just gonna pop back and drop a little bit of time there. Okay, that's a little bit further. That's fine. Turdy going a little wide here on clouds, but he should get pretty good exit, and be able to close the gap a little bit here with his rival in front of him. A little bit too late of a break, and that's the correct going up the hill. Recover from that soon. Quackhouse and Samarias. Oh no! Oh. That feels like a jinx, and I really, that's so unfortunate to see. Not that I want to watch this again necessarily, but that's just what's going to happen at the moment, because I hit the button. Oh, just too wide on the curb and an overcorrection, I think. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And Senna's going to take P2 off of Samarias off that massive mistake late in the game here. And then I'll move Clouds up to P4 and Turdy up to P5 as Samarias drops down to P6. He was on quite good pace, and that is such an unfortunate error to make. Drop out of a podium position like that. As well as he has the fastest lap on track, so that'll net him at least one extra point for this race. It's pretty late, so I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to beat that. So I think that point might be his. Remaining on the timer for the sprint, and Turdy's starting to close in on Clouds yet again. See if he can finish the job this time around. Definitely close enough at the moment to make a good chase down the start-finish straight. Exit was just good enough. He's definitely got that extra speed right now. We'll see if he can get close enough to... Not quite. Looks like Schumacher's having a little bit of trouble up front within P3, so this might turn into a three-way battle yet again. Pop right back and see how they're doing in a minute. Name is coming down on point, and he goes late and down on the inside of turn 1. And Name will take that position for the moment. Point seems to be having a bit of trouble on those tires, and that's going to be a huge factor in these set of races, as this track is an absolute tire shredder. Watch that front left tire on most of these cars is going to be absolutely gone by the time this sprint is done. They're going to have to be pushing those tires to the limit in the future race. I'm making a good challenge here on point, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but point gets a little knocked off. I think maybe his braking is a bit late. Yeah, I think he broke late, trying to defend, maybe a little distracted there. That'll move Emdemit up into P8. So he climbs his way back up the order from early incident. Quackhouse just completely on his own right now. Absolutely no pressure on him as he's setting very consistent lap times. Small drop off there between lap 6 and 7. He's been pretty solid on this track. That looks like a scary proposition for a future race as well. Turdy closing in on Clouds yet again for the battle in P3. Lord Hands, I will do my absolute best not to jinx you today. I've already jinxed one person, that being Samaria's dropping out of P2 as I was just saying his name as he spun out. So we're gonna try not to do that, but I can only do so much. I can only do so much. I get jinxed all the time from Pyro doing comms. Maybe not as much this season so far, but last season was pretty rough. Cloud's getting a little bit of the grass there and having a little bit of trouble getting his car stable, and Turdy's just very much trying to keep the optimal line and get that drafting off the Clouds. And this is the final lap, and they're going to go to the line. Actually, I had not realized it was the final lap, so I apologize. We actually saw this one already, so we know how that goes. Quackhouse is going to be on his own for a 12th lap. And it looks like Senna here is going to lock in P2. Clouds in P3, followed by this quick Turdy right behind him, P4, almost to the line. And Schumacher finish up in P5. Samaria's dropped down from P2 to P6, unfortunately, in the late era there. Name having a bit of trouble as well, and M-Dimit, as well as a lot of chaos. So Name in P7, M-Dimit P8, Point in P9, Cracker in P10. What was that? What happened here? What happened here? Oh my goodness. Oh, what an unfortunate exit for Lord Hands. Oh, that's unfortunate to see. Hard fought race and just a small exit. Look like he hopped the curb a little bit. Munkin in P13 and Reese in P14 as Quackhouse just by himself. There's nobody else racing, just Quackhouse. He's the only one on track. As he slowly and securely comes in to secure it, or a little repetitive there. Just take his second sprint win of the season and third overall win of the season, as he continues to lead in P1. I don't even have to look at the standings, but that's how it is. And we're going to do this real quick because I need to get the order. Anyway, just give me 1 second here to write down the order, and we'll get moving on the feature race. And we're back. Lordan said he had a moment with Reese in the last sector. Just catching up with chat here. Turdy says, good afternoon, and good afternoon to you as well, mate. Thanks for posting the replays. Appreciate it, as always. I wish I was that consistent with it. I always, like half the time, I just forget. Anyway. Just double check. JC has come back into the fold here as he's returned to the race for the feature. And Crockevelli, as always, and I always forget this until we get into this race, opts to go to the back. So, P15. You should be P5. And I'm going to continue questioning this because I don't get it. And we'll leave it at that. Anyway. We have rolling start here. That's the other difference between sprint and feature. And a reverse grid order. We'll just hop into it. It's a 40-minute feature race. About 30 laps. And we'll have some pit stops and some more fun stuff. And away we go. Lord Hands and the Super getting an early jump there, and Point really getting an early jump with his M6 on the BRZ, which really struggles in acceleration, and that BRZ is going to actually lose two spots to maybe three, and Lord Hands gets knocked out early. We're going to have to watch this again because I got a little distracted. There's a lot going on. Goes inside, should be fine, and Point, I think, is the one that nails him out into the sand pit, and that's gonna be a big scar in Lord Hands' race early on. He drops all the way to the back, unfortunately. Turdy and Cloud's going side by side, and Turdy's got the inside line, so he's gonna get the better offing there. We'll keep going up and see what's going on. Point and MDimit side by side out of the turn, being followed down by Name in the M6. And Reese looks pretty comfortable out front as it stands, with Munkin trying to hold MDimit back. Looks like Point's gonna just... Oh goodness, I kind of had a feeling that was gonna start something there. So Point breaks, I think, yeah, right there, and that's gonna kind of mess with some lines. Inorganic goes a little bit of oversteer, which takes Schumacher out as well, more incidentally than anything. So we continue to have a bit of shaking up of the order. Quackhouse is going to try to make his way back to the front. Samurias goes close into Point here on lap 2, turn 1. And Turdy's going to be right on Samurias as well. They're chasing down in that Supra. And two SLS teammates with the livery finally loading. It's a cool livery, and half the time it loads, half the time it doesn't load. And there's nothing I can do about that. Also, going to take a quick look at tires. Schumacher, unfortunately, on softs, funny is himself in the back completely. Porsche, I don't know why I keep thinking that's a... Thank you, and I'm sorry. It just looks like, for some reason, a Supra, and then I see it on the side, and it's obviously a Porsche 911, and I'm blind. We're gonna go back here. It's like Clouds is well on his own, and then just a late brake. Not braking enough. That was the issue, I think. Cloud's gonna lose a few spots there. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Is there a Supra here? At all? No, there's not even a Supra in this tier, so I'm not sure what kind of special mode I'm on right now. Reese, well out in front here. He is absolutely flying away at the moment. And Emdemit and Munkin are going to continue battling, and Emdemit tries to get the crossback, whatever the word is. Yeah, Munkin takes it pretty well. He's trying to leave him space, and there's not really... I hate the settings on this thing. Looks like name... does alright, that's a good break, and I think just maybe not awareness, the awareness there was a little off or something. I'm not really sure what happened, but Emdemit's going to get shot back into VA8. Unfortunately for him, right in front of Quackhouse, who's probably not the guy in this tier you want to be coming back out on track in front of, because you know you're going to have a lot of pressure on you pretty quickly, and we'll on. There's a yellow flag somewhere, and that yellow flag looks to be Munkin. No! 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 Oh. His name breaks a little late there. Munkin handles it pretty well, to be honest. Just loses stability somehow. What happened? And the Ford GT just completely loses the tire. Like I don't know what happened there. He seemed like he was doing pretty well, and then just flew off into the barrier. A traction issue, obviously, but didn't really think he was gonna have that problem. Senna and Turdy here going at it a bit, and Emdemit's trying to get some positions back while he's being laid on the pressure by Quackhouse. JC having a much better race than he was the first time around the sprint. I'm not going to read that license plate, but you get the idea. What? Oh, Christ. Reese still well off on his own at the moment, and very much in control of this race. He is on soft tires. That's the one thing I wanted to go back and look at, but we have a lot of stuff going on right now. We will get that opportunity soon to see what tires everyone's on. Lord Hands here going on what's going to be the outside of this turn, and he brakes much better. JC well on the inside, and Lord Hands takes the better line through the turn, and will take P9 for the moment. So you have Emdemit now chasing down Quackhouse, as Quackhouse has gotten that position off of him as well. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a battle between Senna and Turdy here for P5. Turdy will get a nice draft off Senna here. That will give him an opportunity going into turn 1 here on beginning of lap 5.
Turdy's going to go well on the inside, giving him so much space, so much space on the outside, and Turdy will just really nail that exit and take P5 on his own as he looks to keep going and catch up to P4 there with Quackhouse on the march from starting P14. Already up half the grid, but Emdemid's gonna have a challenge for that as he gets a much better exit and gets past him very much well before the corner, the next braking corner. Quackhouse goes late and deep, and he'll take that position back for the moment, but maybe a little bit too much moving around from Emdemid here, and that's going to hurt his chances. But he's going to get the inside on Quackhouse. Lord Hands is right behind him. Quackhouse seems to be struggling a little bit getting the car under control, and Emdemid's going to take P7 back, and Lord Hands is going to move himself into P8, which I think is a surprising and very good move off of him, taking advantage of the little mishap by Quackhouse. It drops 2 spots in P9. Turdy and Point going at it yet again into turn 1. Turdy on the inside again, and he will get the better line going out. I think that M6 does not want to quit though, and that Point ends up having more speed into the middle of the next turn, apex. I'm going to go over why I was jumbling words there in a minute. We'll get there. Senna gonna brake late, and hopefully, yeah, he just abandons that as he knew he was way out of line there and would have absolutely nailed Turdy. Oh no! And JC reacts to him being coming back on track and goes right into the wall. That is absolutely unfortunate for him. He was holding up much better than he was in the sprint race. Crocavelli with a half-second penalty, passing JC there for P12. And Monken's going to be trying to take that spot off him very quickly. You guys saw this going on here. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going to go back because Schumacher, all the way in the back, is going to get a stellar exit on this turn. Nails it. Draft off of Senna. These two teammates here actually. And he's gonna split the teammates, and he's gonna pass both of them pretty much even before the start-finish line, which is a great exit there. Into turn 1. Senna will keep the position on Emdemid for the moment. Quackhouse dropping quite a bit now. Point going a little wide. He's just going to correct his turn, and Lord Hands is going to take P5 off of him. And Point's going to try to claw that back. With Quackhouse catching up quite quickly with a draft going onto the start-finish straight here, and see if he can pull this off from the outside. And you can go either on the outside or the inside of turn 1 and still nail it. It's just how well you do it. Quackhouse does it quite well, and he'll take P6 from Point as he gains himself a couple positions yet again. Two Porsches next to each other, trying to keep Quackhouse behind them. We have a huge gap between our P1, P2, and P3, both separated by several seconds. Looks like Reese maybe had a little bit of a misstep there. He's lost a little bit of time, but still well enough in front ahead of Name. And we're going to go through tires real quick. So Reese in P1 here is on softs, so he's going to go as far as he possibly can on these. We'll have to go to mediums for the second stint. Name is in a good position here, being on mediums, so he'll switch to softs. And most of these guys should be on mediums. Lord Hands is on softs. So as long as he's able to take advantage of his pace here, I think he'll be able to convert this pretty well late in the race. Quackhouse also on mediums, as kind of expected. Point on mediums. Schumacher on softs. Emdemit on softs. Senna on mediums. Mediums, softs. So most of the field, just over half the field is on mediums, and the rest are on softs. So we'll make some interesting battles, I think, for mid-race on when we come out of pits. See how that goes. We still have a while to go. We are just almost a third. Oh, get to it. Pardon me there. Almost a third of the way through this race. I was struggling a little bit. He had a little bit of grass there before we got to the apex. Knocked him off his line a little bit. The field is still pretty spread out as it is. Let's see, Reese being on softs right now, he's already seeing, I think his drop off has already happened. So he's going to be worried about Name catching up behind him, and it looks like that is happening. So Name's tire situation is looking pretty good. Spurry is even slightly better behind him. So I'm surprised not forward. Now you can see the tire difference between the same car, between two teammates, just different compounds. Fuel as well, just slight difference in fuel, but not too much. Maybe enough to make a difference for one lap, but for Turdy, I don't think he's going to be going to full fuel on this first stint. And Point goes a little bit wide on the exit and hits the sand pit. That's going to drop him back a few spots. With Emdemit taking a position off from there from P8. And our JC's having trouble still in the back. He was looking pretty well off until incident there a few laps ago. Gap is about the same a lap later. Lord Hands actually got past Turdy there for P4. He is very much struggling on these soft tires, so see if that holds up. Blackhouse still just behind. So the team of Porsches against the AMG behind them, or SLS, excuse me. I think it's still an AMG, I think. Regardless. Like someone spun, but apparently not. And Organic kind of shoot himself into P13 there. His son had a little bit of a mistake. He's really struggling right now. I'm not sure what is going on. He can pull those tires down just a little bit. Claude's there taking a half-second penalty. He's got nothing behind him though. Lord Hand's still in front of Turdy at the moment. We're going to start seeing guys coming into pit. Our soft tires should be the first ones to come in. Although I think Reese is going to try to stick out into P1 as long as he can. But Name is closing that gap still. Reese dropped about 4/10 on that last lap, which is not a huge drop, but considering where he was early in the race, he's going to wish there was a little bit more of a gap there. Reese will stick it out another lap, but that back right tire is looking pretty ugly. And let's see how comfortable he is sticking with those. Lord Hans will still have a few laps, I think maybe 2 or 3 before he comes into pit. Yeah, Reese is really struggling with that back right. That's just kind of flinging him out a little bit on these turns. That loss in tire grip. Reese is gonna lose it there, and he's gonna regret that. He's gonna regret sticking on those softs. He's been absolutely struggling on this 13th lap, and he's gotta be coming into pit now. No. Oh, and he completely loses it. Oh, that has to be so frustrating. Oh, careful now. There's a few lads behind him who are not in the mood to slow down. Reese needs to come into pit. Yep, okay. That might be a pit lane violation there too. Oh, that is not good for him. Turdy giving a little bump draft to Lord Hands. A little bit of teamwork makes the dream work. Had a little bit of teamwork with my own teammate, Gin Tonics, in our race as well. Bit of a nice bump drafting moment. To move me up a position, which was a great time. Quackhouse in P5, still trying to get past, but I think he's kind of just cruising for the moment. Maybe he's looking to save that pace for push on soft tires later. I think Turdy's being a great teammate, helping his teammate on softs get that little extra boost and keep Quackhouse off behind him. Lord Hands is going to be thinking about pitting here. Turdy still has quite a few laps. I would probably say he's going to go about 2 laps left with fuel before he comes into pit. Yeah, he's going to come into pit now. Lord Hands out of P3, so that'll give that to Turdy for now. And then I'll move Quackhouse up. So two drivers off of softs, Dimmitt as well, so that'll make it 3 drivers coming off of softs. And Monken unfortunately going wide there and into the barrier. Trade Organic here coming in and trying to get a draft off of Senna to help his race out. I really don't think Crockevelli would be in P13 if he didn't opt to go last in features. I'm just gonna keep saying that until he changes, because it needs to change. Take the position. Schumacher going very late on his soft tires is, I think, is pretty much standard for him. Pushing it as long as he can on these softs and taking advantage of them. Some slight missteps in the last few laps, so I think he'll absolutely come to pit. He's no front right tire, and that back right tire is going to last a few more corners. So Murray's in the Ford will be the first one come off of medium tires, and Turdy will keep going. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What? This is a while back, and I missed this. Turdy goes wide, hits the wall a little bit, and Quackhouse does well enough. Good job to get past him, ended P3. I'll skip back ahead. Skip back ahead here, get back where we were. Had to say that was a big moment, I think. Unfortunate for Turdy, but still plenty of race left to go with 19 minutes. Looks like he's going to be the only one on mediums pitting this lap. And Samurias will come out P6, which I think is a great position for him coming off of P2. P1. P2, I think. The name was in P1 earlier. It's hard to keep track. Race is on fresh medium tires, so Senna's on his Morin tires from the start of the race. And see if Senna is able to make some moves here. It's going to be tough with a quick opponent in front of him on fresh tires. A little bit bump in there. Quackhouse and Turdy come in to pit off mediums on lap 16. And Name will keep going, and he's going to be pitting soon as he is not a lot of fuel left. Schumacher coming in late on softs, and he will, I think, be pretty happy with P4 at the moment. Cloud's going through. Still has a few laps left if he wishes. Reese will pop back through on his some 2-lap old mediums, and oh my goodness, you really got to watch out on that pit exit. Of the pit exit, as it's really the responsibility of the driver who's going past the pit exit to not hit. Just gotta watch your line there. Munkin on his final lap on his first set of medium tires. Not too many left to go. Crocavelli as well on his last lap. Inorganic and Senna also came into pit off mediums. And Schumacher on a fresh set of softs. Wait a minute. He started on softs. Ooh. Well. That if he doesn't come back into pit on mediums, I think this is a mistake of his. I doubt this was on purpose. Yeah, you're supposed to use 2 different tire compounds in a feature race, and he knows that. And I think that might have been a mistake. But he does need to come back into pit mediums at some point. Doesn't have to do it now. Take advantage of this for the moment. But that's really going to hamper his race. Is one additional pit stop or a penalty. I don't think there was a penalty given for that. Crocavelli struggling here on his Audi. He's going to come into pit. Name is coming into pit from P2. Clouds is going to be the last one up front to pit. Munkin as well coming in from P6. Crocavelli should be pitting now. Yeah. Oh, I really hope Schumacher pits. That'd be problematic if he doesn't. Quackhouse putting some pressure on Reese here for P4. Cloud's coming into pit. He should be the last one, I think. Yeah, he's going to be the last to pit. So that'll put Name in provisional P1. Samaria's a few seconds behind him in P2. A little wide there on the curb. Shouldn't be a penalty worthy. So keep along. Reese, unfortunately, the half-second penalty with Quackhouse right behind him. Going into P1, turn 1. This is the battle for the final podium position. As it currently stands, with 15 minutes remaining, less than 15 minutes remaining. As long as Quackhouse stays this distance, he will be able to take P3 off Reese just from the penalty. Interestingly enough, Lord Hands in front of Turdy still. Lord Hands being on mediums, so might be some team orders here. I don't know. And we'll actually watch as Quackhouse tries to get on the inside of Reese. I think patience might be the key here, as he has the position if he just keeps right behind him. So he should be pretty low pressure. And he's dropping back just a little bit, and Reese might have... If Reese can get a good exit and Quackhouse messes it up a little bit, he might keep the position. Reese goes a decent exit there, and he's going to ghost. Quackhouse is going to go right through him for the moment. But Reese is going to have a little bit of a draft to help him pick speed back up, excuse me, in his chase for this final podium position, as our top two are pretty well out in front. So mistakes with withholding, and should be just these two fighting it out for the lead. See if Reese can catch up here to Quackhouse. Quackhouse is quite quick. But Lord Hands and Turdy has gotten past Lord Hands there, I think probably on the straight before. So Turdy is going to be trying to chase down, especially on his soft tires. Team orders, yeah, that's what I had a feeling there. It was just tire compound situation. That's good teamwork. We'd love to see it. Doesn't always happen because it's a pretty competitive league, but it's always good to see teams working together. And this is definitely a track where teams can help each other out quite a bit. So good to see that going. It's gonna help results in the end. Turdy's gonna get right in the back of Reese here, as he seems to be struggling just a little bit. He is on medium tires, so that is something to watch out for. As Turdy sets the fastest lap on track with a 20.7, and that should be beat still, I think, even if not by Turdy, by somebody else. Should be seeing a fastest lap below 120, that's what I'm imagining, but race conditions always shake things up a bit. Reese is really going to be feeling a lot of this pressure here from Turdy, as he's sticking right to his rear. Reese goes a little bit on the inside, which is going to help Turdy get a better line going out. Porsche has pretty good acceleration. He's going to be catching up just a little bit going into the next turn. Turdy looks on the inside. Nice braking. Maybe not the best exit, but that's okay. He's still going to be quite close for some drafting opportunities if you keep it. The exit's clean here. And looks like Turdy's going to drop back just a little bit. Come right back. Endeman Schumacher. True. There is a huge headwind down the straight. That is a good point. I didn't even look at that. Thank you, Lord Hands. That is a massive headwind of 5.8 meters per second. That's probably one of the strongest headwinds I've seen on this. And you're pretty much getting pushed against you going down that start finish straight. But it does become a helpful wind when you're on the mid straight. I don't know, the sector 2 straight. We'll call it that. And a few corners here. Turdy will catch up a little bit here to Reese, as he seems to be catching up in sector 2, maybe losing a little bit sector 1, sector 3. Turdy taking the inside again and a much later break, and unfortunately way too late. And he's going to go off into the sand as Lord Hands, his teammate, goes right past him yet again. And Turdy should be alright as Emdemit is a good few seconds behind him. So Lord Hands will take back P5 for the moment. So the medium tire strategy is not looking too bad. And Lord Hands' next competitor up front is also on mediums, so they are equal on tires. Just pure pace at this point. Name and Samaria is not too much different than last time we checked in. Quackhouse still quite a ways behind, and more under pressure from Reese than anything, but not too much under pressure. That wind's actually gone up since I noted it about a lap ago, up to 6 meters per second, so that's just going to make that start-finish rate just a little bit slower. Lord Hand says, if I'm on the first 2 rows of the grid, I'll tend to start on softs. Yeah, that is definitely, I can't talk today, which is great for commentating. Yeah, if you're going to start on softs in a future race, yeah, if you're top 2 rows, that's where you want to do it. At least from my experience, and Pyro giving me shit from comms slightly. He every time I've started on softs, I've gotten a little bit of guff from that. So it usually doesn't work out for me because, at least in past seasons where I've done that, I'm just inconsistent, been very inconsistent. So that's my turn 1 around the strut a little bit. Yeah, that's fair as well. Yeah, the start of the race is always kind of a make it or break it thing, and everyone knows it. I think great driving though. I'd say Lord Hands, coming from last season, stepped it up massively. That's really cool to see. A lot of these drivers have gotten so much better from season to season, and Schumacher as well has picked it up. He was quick, but just a lot of mistakes. I hope he switches to mediums, otherwise we have a little bit of rule breaking. And I don't think I saw a penalty for that. So I'm going to assume he does. Pit. And name and Samaria's actually dropped back a little bit there on name, it seems. Buckhouse about the same behind. So our pack is 4 through 7 and 8, 9, 10. A little bit of chase here. Inorganic, one of our new entries in the BRZ. Chasing down Munkin. That actually, I didn't realize that. Something's going on back here. Turdy gets a good exit. Lord Hands brakes well, but pops to the outside. Maybe team orders again. Fair enough. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for letting us know. That was very well executed. Say that much. Pretty seamless. Good on there, switching positions, and giving a teammate the advantage on tires as Turdy focuses in on Reese in front of him, still on mediums. That gamble is actually working out pretty well for Reese at the moment as well. It's much more even on this track than I had expected, because it's a bit of a tire shredder. In the last 5 minutes of this race. About 4 more laps or so. Giving a little leeway there to Monken. Schumacher pretty much bare on his soft tires. As we get into the final stages, he won't be able to finish with a clean set of softs, but again, he should be on mediums, or hitting mediums. We'll drop him a few spots. He's not. Probably dropped him P10. A few pits. Turdy closing here on Reese. So he gets back into drafting position. I think Turdy absolutely has the pace to get past him. Just a little mistake earlier. It was shook him up a bit with Markhouse around. Turdy will go on the outside of Reese into turn 1. Both brake very well. Reese is going to get the inside line off the turn. A little bit better exit. Turdy will hit the curb just a little bit. That'll set him back just a little. See if he can pick up the pace here coming into sector 2. Turdy gets a good line there. The Audi just is very stubborn off these turns. It doesn't seem like you get the better exit immediately, but you do catch up a little bit after into the turn. Lord Hand's still right behind Turdy. I think it's good. Lord Hand says he was just waiting behind them waiting for them to battle so he can steal position. I think that's a wise strategy as well, being on mediums. Turdy giving a little flash of the headlights to Reese, a little distraction technique. And Turdy will go on the outside yet again on another lap. It's almost... Nope, he'll get past him before the turn. Let's see if he can nail it. Maybe a switchback. Almost. Oh, Reese gets honestly a brilliant turn in there. That's maybe slightly questionable defending. It's just kind of keeping line as well, so I'll take that back. He's keeping on line, so it's okay. Looked like it might have been a little late reaction to close the door, but I do think that was just keeping a line. Fair enough. Turdy will go on the outside here of the last turn of sector 2. Reese goes on the inside. Turdy will get the better exit. He'll be right on him as we get into the next turn. Lord Hand's right behind him too, so I think Turdy's just having trouble getting past Reese. Reese is playing some pretty good defense to pull this off. Turdy gets, which was a very good exit, just went slightly too far on the inside and hit the curb. Built some pretty good exit otherwise. He's not going to have the same chase down as he did last lap. But he will keep the pressure going. Turdy playing a little bit to the outside there. Maybe just keeping out for Lord Hands behind him. Defense there. pushing him off track. It's a little weavy. I'm gonna be quite honest there. And Turdy goes too late again. That's the second time he's done that this race. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Just to rehash, I think. Ooh. No, it doesn't turn back. Just straightens out. That's fair. Yeah, it's just Turdy on the late brake there. Oh, that's rough. Borderline? Borderline what? Not a big fan of defending, but yeah. Well, did I say borderline brake late? No, that was definitely. I don't know what I said. Don't hold it against me. We're on the final lap somehow. I did not notice at all. Y'all are keeping me distracted. That was actually Carcavelli making a late move there on Munkin. Late in the race move on Munkin. And it looks like Carcavelli will take P12 off of him there. Inorganic P11. Name P1 for his second win of the season. Samaria is in P2. Quackhouse in P3. So continues a string of podiums. Lord Hands there, right behind Reese for Reese will be P4. Lord Hands in P5. Schumacher P6, but that's 2 stints on softs. I don't know what we're going to do about that one, but it's got to be done. Turdy crosses the line with a half-second penalty after that very, very, very unfortunate late break on the last lap there. Clouds in P8, Senna P9, M. Dimmitt will finish P10. I missed Inorganic P11. I think Carcavelli P12, Munkin P13, yeah. Right. So, we're going to go to... There was only one steward report back, so I don't... Or one... One steward report that ended in a penalty. So there'll be a slight change. I'm not even sure what race this is on, but we're just going to go to standings. So, yeah, that is Name's third podium and second win of this season. So congratulations to him. That was a very well executed race. And Samaria's had P2 in last week's feature, as well as he's gotten P2 in every feature. Is that right? Oh, I think there was a steward's decision on one of those, so he got dropped a bit. Anyway, and Quackhouse P3, that'll be his fourth podium of the season. No, fifth podium of the season. Yeah, that's right. Nope, again, there was a steward's decision, I think, on one of those. So, fourth. 3 wins, though. So, he's leading in his Mercedes SLS, leading Tier 6 with 93 points. In P2 behind him, this is also post-steward's decisions standings. P2 behind him will be Turdy in the Porsche 911 with 3 third place finishes and a sprint win last week in Spa and sprint. Turdy has 87 points, so 6 points back on Quackhouse. Name is in P3 in his BMW M6 with 1 win this season and a second place second place finish as well. He has 76 points, will be 11 points back on Turdy and 17 points back from first place. Skittles, also known as Samurias in game, he is P4 in the Ford Le Mans Spec 2. He's got 69 points, 7 points back on P3. P5, Emil Gun, also known as Senna. He has 66 points. I don't know if that can be changed, but yeah, I don't know what to do about this tire thing. We'll see, I guess. Schumacher P6 with 63 points. Reese in P7 with 45 points. Lord Hands in P8 with 35 points. Clouds in P9 with 31 points. Fitzino, who's, I think, he hasn't raced in a while. P10, P11 is Mdemit with 27 points. Point in P12 for 25 points. Munkin in P13 with 23 points. JP Greenwood didn't race today. He's P14. Sonic also didn't race today. He's in P15. Cracker P16 with 6 points, and Inorganic after his first race just now with 5 points. That'll leave the Constructors Championship for Tier 6 with Mercedes SLS team. So Quackhouse and Clouds, sorry. Quackhouse and Clouds with 124 points. Only 2 points back is Team Porsche in second place with 122 points, and that'll be Turdy and Lord Hands. And in P3 will be the BMW M6 team with 101 points, 21 points back. And that'll be name and point. P4 is Team McLaren. P5 is the Team Ford GT. P6 is the Ford Le Mans team. P7 is Audi R8. P8, the Mazda RX. P9, GTR. And P10, the BRZ. Thank you so much for joining. Pretty fun race. We have more races today. For any of you who are watching or are not actually racing in those, that'll be at 8 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, Irish, British Standard Time, whatever you want to call it. We'll be racing at Dragon... I can't remember the damn name. I always get confused. Dragon Tail, Seaside Reverse, for round 4. All 6 tiers will be racing. I remember Dragon Tail, I just can't remember if it's Seaside or Gardens. All 6 tiers will be racing. You'll watch tier 1 live on YouTube on the ALR, on the same ALR channel. That'll be up. Words is hard, and I have a lot of trouble with words, Lord Hands, and if that hasn't been apparent by now, I don't know what you guys are listening to, which is not me, which is probably understandable. Anyway. Looking forward to today's race. Hopefully we won't be doing the stream so late next time, but that's me. Thanks for joining once again, and can't wait to have you guys back. Thanks for watching. Peace.